What's up, guys? And I'm back with another episode of the Muay Diaz Combat Pupcast. It's Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026, and we are going to get into UFC 326 coming up this Saturday, March 7th. And we have the headliner for the BMF title, Max Bless Holloway, taking on Charlie Olives, Charles do Bronx Oliveira. And the betting lines are out. The favorite leading into this, of course, is Max Holloway. He's the reigning BMF champion. He comes out at a minus 230. Charles Oliveira comes out at a plus 175. I think this is going to be a good fight for as long as it lasts. I know a lot of people are thinking that Max is just going to run through Charles. But, man, Charles is a vet, man. He has as many finishes that most guys have total fights. I mean, shit. I think he has like 23 finishes in his career, which is more fights than I even had in my career. And I combined in two different sports, MMA and Muay Thai, and he still has me beat with finishes. So I think this is going to be a good fight. It all depends on how this fight unfolds. If Charles comes forward with the pressure, I think Max is going to be able to counter with the strikes, especially in the boxing area. Max has a very underrated grappling game. But I don't know if he's ever been in there with somebody with the experience of grappling, especially the jiu-jitsu with Charles Oliveira. I mean, he's got taken to the ground, and Max does have finishes on the ground, but never with somebody on the caliber of Charles Oliveira with his jiu-jitsu, man. I mean, most of his finishes have been by submission. I mean, anything from darces to rear naked chokes to fucking calf slicers. Charles Oliveira does it all. I mean, he had Arman Tsarukyan dead to rights 2 times, one with the guillotine and the other with the armbar. I don't know how Arman survived either one of those assaults, but that just shows you the caliber of competitor that Arman is. And that's why he's ranked number 1 in the lightweight division. That dude has no quit. You know, regardless of what you want to say, that he comes from money, and Patty's always calling him a little push boy, but that motherfucker comes to fight, and he doesn't quit easily. But this is going to be an interesting fight, man. I'm leaning Max Holloway. He is the favorite. For him to win by decision is plus 185, so they are leaning towards Max to get the win if it goes to the decision. Charles Oliveira is a plus 1,200 to win by decision. Submission for Oliveira is a plus 320. So, man, they're even having it high that he won't be able to finish Max in a submission. The KO for both guys is plus 175 for Max, plus 800 for Charles. I think a TKO might be the best stoppage for Max Holloway, but like I said, man, this is a very interesting fight, and I like both guys. I really like Max. To me, he's the second greatest featherweight in the history of the sport. Charles Oliveira is one of the most exciting fighters you're ever going to watch. I mean, he's just nonstop action, man. He's always looking for a finish on the feet. As soon as the fight hits the mat, he's hunting for submissions, constantly hunting for submissions. He might be the best guy in mixed martial arts that when the fight hits the mat, you have to be defensively like sound everywhere, because he will transition from darces to arm bars to chokes to back takes. I mean, he is just all over you. And, you know, that's just a testament to how good Islam was when they fight at 55, and how good Ilya is when he sparked them out in that in the first round in their last fight. So the over-under is 2.5 rounds. This is a 5-round fight. I think the money was on the under for this fight. So this is going to be a good matchup. I mean, a really, really good matchup. This is a solid main event, and it's for the BMF title. Charles Oliveira is ranked number 3 at lightweight. Max is the champion, BMF champion. So I believe he's ranked number 7 at lightweight. But this is going to be a great matchup, a great main event in Las Vegas. The co-main event at 185, middleweight division, ranked number 7, Kyle Bohalio is taking on Reiner de Ritter, RDR, ranked number 8. They have Kyle Bohalio opening at minus 298, the favorite to win this fight. RDR is at plus 240. I think the striking is going to go to Kyle, even though he does have a really good decent grappling game, but I think RDR on the ground is where he does his best work. He uses his size to his advantage. He forces guys into submissions and finds his way all over the mat. I mean, RDR is no joke, but it's his conditioning that everyone's worried about. I think that's why he's opening as an underdog, especially with, they're both coming off losses. Caio Borralho lost the decision to Nasruddin Imavov in Paris, and RDR quitting on the stool between the third and fourth round with Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen absolutely put that work and that pressure on him. So I think the betting, the lines are being moved by his last fight where he quit on the stool. I don't think Caio Borralho can put the pressure that Arnold Allen did, because Arnold Allen is a fucking beast, and he's trying to prove himself, and he's moving towards that title. If it hits the floor, I'd give the advantage to RDR. If it stays on the feet, I'd give the advantage to Caio Borralho, because even though he did lose that fight against Nasruddin Imavov, he was coming on strong, and he never was out of that fight. Even though Imavov had superior boxing in that fight, Borralho had his chances in the third round. I believe I had him winning the third round, and he was coming on strong in the fifth until he got clipped with a couple of shots, but he was never out of that fight, you know. He was always pushing forward. You know, Imavov did most of his work off the counter foot, off the back foot, counter punches and counter strikes. But Caio Borralho is a gamer, man. He will be there and he will push the pressure. I don't think he's going to put the pressure that Arnold Allen did. But RDR needs to work the body early like he usually does, and then try to find a way to get this fight to the mat. And then that's when he does his best work. This is number 7 versus number 8. The over-under is 2.5 rounds in a 3-round fight. I think the money was minus on the over. So they have Caio to win by submission at plus 600. They have RDR to win by submission at plus 1,200. And they have Caio to win by knockout plus 300 and RDR to win by knockout at plus 1,100. So knockouts are pretty much off the table for RDR, but they're giving Caio a pretty good odds with plus 300. I mean, I don't think he's going to finish him. I think it's going to go to decision, because both these guys are tough. Unless Caio Borralho can really step on the gas early, but that's not his style. I think he'll cruise to a decision win, and he is the favorite for a reason. The feature fight, Rob Font versus Raul Rosas Jr. This is going to be a good test for Raul Rosas Jr. because this is his first opponent inside the top 15 at bantamweight at 135. Rob Font is a veteran. Ever since making the move up to Montreal to work with TriStar with Zahabi, he was 2-1 in his last 3. And his last fight, he lost to David Martinez, and it was a decision. And David Martinez, we just saw what he did last weekend against Chito Vera, you know, winning a unanimous decision against him. So that's not a bad loss, you know, in hindsight. I mean, Rob Font was in that fight too. It's just the movement of David Martinez is just too much for guys like Rob Font and Chito who like to stalk and walk forward, you know. But Raul Rosas Jr. is the favorite. He's opening at minus 218. Rob Font's opening at plus 185, or plus 180, I'm sorry. But he is the ranked opponent. This is going to be a test for Raul Rosas Jr., the Gremlin. If this fight gets out of the first round, they have it at 2.5, so they're probably thinking it's going to go decision. But if Raul Rosas cannot secure takedowns and control in the first round and a half, I would really start switching over to Rob Font if you're going to be live betting, depending on how he looks on the feet. I think Rob Font has the better, cleaner boxing than Raul Rosas Jr., but we all know what Raul Rosas Jr. wants to do. He wants to get the fight to the mat and do his work there, ground and pound, be in good positions, whether it's top mount, side control, and really work hard from the top position. But if Rob Font, he's got pretty good, decent takedown defense. But his last 3 have all been against strikers. He's 2-1 in his last 3. And Raul Rosas Jr. is going to bring the pressure and the grappling to this game, especially the wrestling, heavy wrestling. So this is going to be a test for Raul Rosas Jr. If he can get past Rob Font, who's number 13 in the rankings, it's going to boost him possibly at 12, 11, maybe crack the top 10. And then we're really going to see what he can do against top 10 contenders at bantamweight division. The next fight down is a fight that I'm looking forward to. Drew Dober, veteran of the game, taking on another veteran in the game of Michael Johnson. Drew Dober is the underdog at plus 100, and Michael Johnson is opening at minus 120. Michael Johnson looked great his last fight when he beat Daniel Sahuber. Let me see real quick. So he's 3-0 in his last 3 fights. He beats Daniel Sahuber, unanimous decision. He KOs Asatar, and then he unanimous decision against Flowers. He's looked really good. His last match against Sahuber, he looked great. But like I just said, I'll never pick Sahuber again. He laid an egg against Michael Johnson, but Michael Johnson was sticking him with that jab, the 1-2, his speed. And then we saw what happened with Zahuber against King Green. King Green walked him down and finishes him in that second round. So I like Michael Johnson. I can see why he's the favorite in this fight. But Drew Dober, man, he is a dog. He is one of those guys that it's kill or be killed with him. He's going to swing for the fences, and he's going for a knockout or he's trying to knock you out. He's coming off the win. KO in the 3rd round against Prepolech. He got beat by Miguel Torres, and he got beat by Jean Silva. When was that fight? Back in 2024 when Jean Silva was just breaking into the UFC. So he's fighting like relatively good guys. I mean, Jean Silva, they're talking about him being next for the title. So that's not a bad loss. Miguel Torres is on this card as well. But that's not a bad loss as well because he's looking really good in his last couple, and he KO'd Drew Dober in that fight. But then he comes back and gets a KO over Prepolech. So this is going to be an interesting fight. This is probably the one that I'm most looking forward to outside of Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira. I'm going to go Michael Johnson on this one, man. I just think the speed and his precision in his boxing is going to be too much for Drew Dober. Neither one of these guys are going to look to take the fight to the mat. So I'm going Michael Johnson. I believe the over-under is 1.5 rounds. This is a 3-round fight. So, man, someone could get out of there early. But I'm going to take Michael Johnson. The last fight on the main card is what I'm going to cover. I'm going to skate through the rest. Just glance through them, go through the prelim fights. Because not really a lot of big names on the prelim fights. But the opener for the main card is RoboCop or Hobocop in Portuguese. Gregor Rodriguez versus Bruno Ferreira. Rodriguez ranked number 13 at middleweight. Bruno Ferreira is cracked into the top 15. He's ranked number 15, so he holds that spot. They have Rodriguez at the favorite at minus 198. Bruno Ferreira is at plus 164. The over-under is 1.5 rounds. Man, this is going to be a good fight, man. I think Bruno Ferreira just came off a big win against the Italian, Marvin Vittori. It was a close fight. It went the distance. Bruno Ferreira got the nod. I thought Marvin Vittori, he should have done a lot more because he wasn't getting beat up in that fight. He got in some bad positions, but he had chances to push Bruno Ferreira and fight like a veteran, man. Like Marvin Vittori has so many fights in the UFC. He should have pushed the action more. I think Gregory Rodriguez should do more, especially coming off that big win against Kopylov. I think he's going to push more. He knows he needs to win or else he's going to get bounced out of the top 15. I really like Gregory Rodriguez, even though the guy looks 50. The guy's like 33 years old, and he looks like he's 50. He's just got like an old man face. But I'm going to take Gregory Rodriguez. But, man, Bruno Ferreira is a live dog in this one, man. Let me see. Let me look at the betting, the prop bets on this one. So we have the over-under is 1.5. It's minus 110 for the over, minus 120 for the under. So they're thinking maybe somebody gets stopped, especially when you have RoboCop throwing those big hands. But that dude is a jiu-jitsu black belt. He hardly ever uses his grappling. I wish he would use it more so he's not so exposed, when he gets tired, because he does run out of gas, especially later on in the fight. So they have Gregory Rodriguez to win by submission at plus 350. Bruno Ferreira to win by submission at plus 1300. That's not going to happen. I doubt we'll see that. Then they have KO for Hobocop at plus 150. And then KO for Ferreira at plus 250. I'm going to go Hobocop on this one. And if everybody's wondering why I keep saying Hobocop, it's because that's how the Portuguese say it. So the R is sounds like an H. Like in Spanish, the J's are H's. Well, in Portuguese, the R's are like H's. the hard R's. Let me see. Let me get back to there. So that's the main card. And that's all I'm going to run down with the betting odds. So I'll go over a couple fights here. So the main fight on the prelims is Cody Garbrandt. We have like 3 fucking Codys on this damn prelim cards. I don't understand what it is. Like, man, really? All these Codys? So we have Cody Garbrandt, No Love, the former bantamweight champion. Yeah, former bantamweight champion. Cody No Love Garbrandt is taking on Long Zhao from China. Cody Garbrandt is the underdog at plus 124. I said this in the previous interview. I think Long Zhao is going to win. He's a minus 148. The over-under is 2.5 rounds. It's a 3-round fight. I'm still going to lean Long Zhao, man. I just think Cody Garbrandt has just taken too many losses. I believe he's 1-2 in his last 3. Or he might be 0-3 in his last 3. Let me look it up real quick, just so I'm not mistaken. But he's 1-2. So he lost to Hani Barcelos, who's making a resurgence in his 40s. Like, that's like the same guy that beat Peyton Talbot before he got his big shot against Henry Cejudo. But he lost to Hani Barcelos. He lost to Figueiredo by submission. And then he KO'd Kelleher in the first round at 342 in the first round. So he's 1-2 in his last 3. Zhao Long is, let me look it up real quick. He is, well, shit, he's 1-2 in his last 3. So for them to make him a favorite against no names when you have Davison Figueiredo and Hani Barcelos on Garbrandt's resume, that's saying a lot. I'm going to go Zhao Long on this one. He is the favorite in this fight. So I'd go Zhao Long. Let me see. The next fight down is Ricky Turcios versus Alberto Montes. Turcios is the underdog, plus 160. Montes from Venezuela, minus 192. I like Montes in this one. Next fight down, Cody Durden taking on, Jesus Christ, who is this guy? He's a Mongolian guy, I think. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Let me see. I missed the fight. I'll skip that one for right now. Dante Johnson versus Cody Brundage. I'm taking Dante Johnson all day. Cody Brundage is 0-3 in his last 3, and he's getting just beat the fuck up. Dante Johnson. I already went over Ricky Turcios, Alberto Montes. Cody Durden versus, the Mongolian. Nayem Jargal Tumen Dembarel. I'm going with that guy. He's the favorite. I'm going with him. And then the early prelims, there's nothing really, anything good there. The only fight I will cover, I will say, we have Zhang Young Lee from South Korea taking on Gaston Bolaños from Peru. Gaston Bolaños has some really good Muay Thai. I haven't seen it lately, but it's good. I mean, I felt bad. I think he's 1-2 in his last 3. And he's the underdog at plus 225. Zhang Yang Lee is minus 278. If I'm going to have one sleeper bet, one upset bet on this entire card, I'm going to go Gaston Bolaños by knockout. I don't know why. The over-under is 2.5 in a 3-round fight, but Gaston Bolaños, ever since I saw him hit that spinning back elbow off the counter jab in Bellator, he had a pretty decent kickboxing career, and he trained in Thailand for a while. He's got beautiful Muay Thai. He's just struggled a lot, especially in the grappling department and the fence work since he's been in MMA. But if it stays at distance, I'll give Gaston Bolaños, in striking distance, I'll give Gaston Bolaños the nod. I think he can pull it off in this fight. And if he doesn't, well, he's plus 225 for a reason, guys. That's it for me for UFC 326 rundown, betting odds and everything. The last thing I do want to cover is, after I covered the RAF, the brawl between Arman Tsarukyan and Pulas, this company out of nowhere, Hype Brazil, has done a rematch, but it's not wrestling, it's submission only, and it's going to happen on March 11th in Rio de Janeiro, in Brazil. Submission only. I don't know how RAF is going to feel about that, but I mean, they shouldn't feel any type of way because they want to just focus on freestyle wrestling. This is going to be a submission only match. So, hey, man, I'm there. I'm looking for the work. I mean, I saw Pulas was on Ariel Helwani's show today. He said he didn't really feel like he did anything dirty. He was just wrestling hard. And he said Armin's not used to getting pushed like that. He was collar tying really hard. He was clubbing. He goes, I did poke him in the eye, but that was unintentional. I wasn't trying to do that. He goes, other than that, he said, before that, me and Armin had some really good conversations. He's like, I don't dislike the guy. I think he's a cool dude. He goes, but when it comes to competition, I want to win. And I don't think that Armin was ready for that. And that's why he took it so personally. So that's a good perspective to hear from his side. They did ask Marab yesterday what he thought about it, and he said that he thought Pulas deserved what he got. But that's from Marab, man. Them Georgians don't play either. So yeah, Armin Pulas, they're running it back next, not this weekend, but next weekend, middle of the week, is it? At Hype Brazil, submission only. I'm gonna give Armin the nod on this one, especially if it's submission grappling, not just straight wrestling. Armin is going to take his neck and he's going to choke him out. Mark my words. So that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell. And always remember, watch fights, drink pints. See you guys on the next one. Peace.